So I know it's Super Bowl Sunday, but what an insane week we had at the trade deadline.
Yeah, we did.
Checking in on some of the new faces, like the Lakers visiting the Warriors and D'Angelo Russell in his first game as a Laker, LeBron not playing with foot soreness. Check out the reaction of this young fan when he sits next to her.
What's going through my mind is just like, oh my God, the like greatest player of all time in basketball is sitting next to me.
That's hilarious. I love it. All right, the Warriors in transition when Dante DiVincenzo gets it to Jordan Poole, and Poole, a deep three, he's going to connect and tie this game at 87. Poole to the hoop, finishing through contact for the and one, tied again as he scores the first 17 points of the fourth quarter for the Warriors. Here goes Russell in the lane. Russell's going to draw some contact too, no worries. The and one. Lakers up 2 after the free throw, tied again here. Russell kicks it to Rui Hachimura. He's going to drain the three. Lakers up 3. Under a minute and a half left. Dennis Schroeder getting in the lane. Scoops it home. Lakers by 6 now as Schroeder had 26, and DiVincenzo on the left wing tries to drive inside, but look who is coming up with the defensive play to seal the game. It's AD, and the Lakers are able to take down the Warriors. The final in this one, 109-103. As the Lakers have had their issues closing out games this season, certainly Saturday was not one of those times, outscoring the Warriors 11-0 in clutch time. That's the final 5 minutes when the score is within 5 points. That's the third best mark for the Lakers all season, and the second straight game the Warriors have been shut out in that situation.
Hannah, it was just another triple-double kind of day for the two-time reigning MVP, Nikola.
I kind of agree with you, Wilbon. There's a chance not only are they going to be a part of the play-in, there's a chance that the Lakers won't make the playoffs.
What? Yes,
there's a chance.
Oh, y'all need to stop.
There's a chance based on the teams that are in the play-in. For example, if they were playing against the Pelicans who are healthy in the play-in, that's a tough matchup. But overarching, I think if they get in, their ceiling is to possibly win a first-round matchup.
Here's the reality, Stephen A. Right now, they're 4.5 games out of vaulting above the play-in. But there are 6 teams between them and that spot.
So what is the matter with you people? Let me explain something. If you look at the Los Angeles Lakers, do you remember what we thought about them coming into the season? We said, wait a minute, Anthony Davis, when is he going to get hurt? Because we know it's inevitable. And by the way, they don't surround LeBron with any shooters. Okay, so what do the Lakers do? They're 25-31. They're 6 games under 500. And at least 5 of those games came down. They could have a call here or there. They could have won it. And this was with a team that was highly questionable. They've improved themselves while they've been in the mix. Nobody in the West has pulled away from them. So my mentality is, if you allow them to live and breathe, albeit on a resuscitator at this particular moment in time, why not think they could get past the play-in?
Teams in the West have pulled away from them.
No, they haven't.
They're 13th right now.
No, not with 4 or 5 teams within 4 games.
Stephen, you know what you keep doing? You are waiting on them to do something that they are so far incapable of proving they can do.
Y'all just admitted they improved their team, especially in the category of scoring. I don't want to hear it. You are absolutely right, JJ Redick. It is a silly question because it's Jordan all day, every day.
Stephen A., I'm not taking anything away from Michael Jordan. Later on in the show, we'll talk about who the greatest players of all time. Let me educate you for a second, Stephen A., because this is important, because this gets brought up all the time. I'm going to educate you for a second, because I have a basic understanding of NBA rules. First of all, hand checking. You weren't allowed to do it in the scoring area. Secondly, illegal defense. How many times have we seen LeBron James isolated on the left wing and seen that secondary defender flood the box? It's called flooding the box and coming all the way across. That's illegal defense. In the NBA, in the 80s and 90s, you could not leave your man. So yes, there's more space now. There's also more help. You think about last night and watching him score, taking on 2 defenders every single time. And by the way, the Jordan rules, I get it, man. There was more physicality for sure. A lot of that was just harder fouls. A lot of that was just harder fouls.
Well, you know,
go watch the 1993 NBA Finals against the Phoenix Suns and tell me that was a physical series.
Well, first of all,
go watch. I've watched every game.
Hold on. First of all, calm down because I'm not questioning your basketball knowledge. That's number one. So calm down. Number two, your points are made are incredibly valid. But this is the point that I'm making. Let's not dismiss that physicality portion that you just brought up. JJ, you know this. If you're playing a game and you got to worry about physicality, sometimes that's an intimidating element that derails a lot of scorers. You've seen that. You know your NBA basketball. You know your NBA history. There's a lot of dudes that wouldn't be what they are if the physicality was allowed. So, yeah, you couldn't double the way that you could now, and I get all of that. But the impediment of physicality really, really draping all over you. And the game, I would argue, is a greater impediment to one's scoring prowess and success than today's NBA game. That's just me.
And it's a valid point on the wear and tear of the physical nature.
That's
the
what I'm
back
talking
and
about.
forth, the hand grabbing, the hard fouls. It's a valid point, Stephen A. I would add to that, and again, I didn't major in physiology when I was at Duke. I did not major in physiology, but I have a basic understanding
I thought you had multiple
of the load on people's tendons and joints and bones in today's game. Yes, the pace is higher. There is more space to cover on a general possession. If you watch 90s basketball, I grew up watching it. I watch it on YouTube on a weekly basis. There's a lot of standing still. There's a lot of post feed into Rick Smits. Everybody waiting. Are they going to double? Are they not going to double? Rick Smits dribbles. Rick Smits scores. The pace was less. So, yes, there were less possessions. I know it was physical. There were less possessions. There was less wear and tear on the body. And the other thing, I'm glad you brought this up, because Jordan took a year and a half off. Then he took 3 years off. LeBron has done this for 20 years, played in 10 NBA Finals, been on Olympic teams.
Yep.
There's a load on his body. What he's doing at 38, scoring 30 a game, let's give the man some credit.
But why are we not giving him credit if he's number? If I got him number two, this is the thing. And I give it to Doggy. This is the thing that drives me crazy. How are you not giving him credit if you got him number two all time? All time. It's amazing to me how sensitive everybody.
No. Stephen A. Hold on. I know you're giving him credit. I'm talking about the conversation we are talking about. When you're talking about the load and the physicality that Jordan went through, let's also acknowledge what LeBron is doing after all of the load and physicality and space that he's covered.
Okay.
You know what? This is great because this is a prelude.
JJ's right about that.
This is a prelude to what's going to be happening the next few months. JJ's going to be with us a couple times a week on the show. But Doggy, I want to give you the final word here before I get back to the Super Bowl.
Did we forget about Will Chamberlain?
Yes.
He averaged 50 a game.
Yeah.
When he didn't try, he led the league in assists. He's on the two greatest teams in the history of the NBA. And don't tell me he played against small guys.
No.
Russell, Nate Thurman.
Right.
I mean, Kareem.
Well, I'll end your argument because, see, Doggy, this is the slippage on your part. You're the one that brought up how he quit on more than a few occasions.
But that doesn't do scoring.
But you held that against him.
I did, but doesn't do his scoring. I'm talking about